sort of concept of Hollywood grit. Maybe you can explain the movie to us in your own words.
I mean, it's about I play a former law enforcement officer turned private investigator that loses his daughter to a prostitution ring, and he basically goes on the hunt to try to find her and bring her back with his former partner, who is played by Tyrese Gibson. Um, it's an interesting film because it pays homage to film noir. It also gives a little nod to sort of older action movies of the 80s and 90s. I kind of liken my character to Bruce Willis in those early Die Hard films. So there is an element of fun. I mean, there's a sense of urgency in the film, there's also some comedic moments and that I got to explore and which makes it fun. And there's incredible for instance, the music is fantastic. So there's it's a just a whole that was created by our director Ryan Curtis. Did an amazing job.
And Max, you mentioned that 80s and 90s vibe, and watching a bit of it and watching the trailer so far. One thing that struck me, obviously, was Patrick Duffy, and we all know Patrick, how established and how mainstream of an actor he was. He was all over the place. His face was plastered everywhere in the 80s and 90s. And
Yeah.
him to take on a sort of a new role in this type of movie, it's sort of intriguing, and it's really struck me. He really sort of stands out and brings a good sort of vibe towards this movie.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know if his series, I'm sure it did, Dallas, got to Ireland. I mean, back in the day,
Oh,
Dallas and
oh yeah,
did,
his
did you see it?
mainstream,
Yeah,
yes, dare I say, he was a pin-up boy for all the ladies in the 80s and the 90s.
that's right. That's right. It was in the United States, it was just a huge series. And what's interesting is he's been in the business for so many years. Hollywood Grit at the premiere, he told us that it was the first time he had had a movie on screen that he was able to see on the big screen. So that was wild to me. But Patrick, is kind of the comedic relief in the film. I mean, he really is very funny, and he plays a drunk, as do I. And he got to the thing that's it as an actor, as an artist, playing drunk kind of really frees you up to do whatever you want. All bets are off. So Patrick brought this very kind of childlike quality to his character, and it's really refreshing to watch him throughout the film. Uh, Side note, he's married to Linda Pearl, so they're actually a couple.
Hmm.
And Linda, who is, her character is very complex in that she has a very maternal quality to her, but she's venomous. So she's really the polar opposite to Patrick, and they play so well together. And when you see the film, which by the way is getting amazing feedback, knowing that they're a couple is really interesting when you watch them.
Yeah, and Max, very sort of stunt heavy this movie, and we get to see you in the thick of the action. Are you an actor that really likes to get full-blooded, full into the action in terms of stunt sequences and stunts? Is that part of the business you enjoy personally?
Well, Jim, I mean, for those of you that know my work, I'm usually in some sort of a fight or battle on screen. I've done a lot of historically done a lot of military stuff, and so is it something I enjoy? Look, as I get older, less and less. To be honest with you, I mean, there are stunt guys, but the problem is that I'm so capable of doing it myself that 9 times out of 10, I just jump in. I end up doing it anyway. Um, but it is taxing. Uh, that said, it makes the movie, it makes for a wild ride in the cinema. So, yes, there's a lot of stunts in this film. Uh, great chase sequences, and Grit, who was this, like I said, the character on paper is kind of despicable, but the challenge as an actor is to make him likable, right? To give the audience a hero to root for, so that was, one thing that was attractive to me in taking this part. The stunts and the action I can do very easily, but creatively the idea of taking a character that people should, in theory, really dislike and make him likable was a lot of fun for me,
Yeah,
you
and the
know.
cabaret sort of team, it's an art sort of intriguing sort of a twist in terms of the club and the sort of girl dancers. It brings back to that classic 70s and 80s police detective vibe, the Starsky and Hutch sort of vibe that you would get in terms of those sort of investigations and sort of stuff like that. So it's really, the movie is current, but it's old school in heart, dare I say.
Yeah, and I think Ryan Curtis did a great job fusing the two, sort of a modern day story with, the noir elements. And, again, like I said, like the action sequences that sort of remind you of those old 80s action films that were fun.
Hmm.
They were obviously there, there's always got to be a sense of the clock ticking, right? So you're racing against the clock, but my character oftentimes, there's moments where you kind of go, is he in on the joke? Like it's, he's sort of he has fun with the other characters on screen and while he's kicking their asses, you
Yeah.
know.
And Max, in terms of this movie, in terms of production, how long was the sort of shoot from sort of start to finish? And I presume did you shoot most of it in LA and Los Angeles, or were you talking 6 to 8 weeks?
We shot almost all of it all of it in Los Angeles, now that I think about it. And it was a 20 something day shoot.
Oh wow.
So pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, on when you have budgetary restrictions, you got to try to get in as much as you can every day. So we managed to do this movie in about 20 something days, and all in with post and editing and everything. I think maybe, it was about a 6 month wait to get it out.
Hmm. And obviously, Max, in terms of a movie, obviously to conquest your own market and to go national is a great thing for any sort of movie. And movie, as you mentioned, independent movies and movies that are working with sort of lower sort of budgets as well. But to go international, it almost feels like cool, dare I say, to have your movie seen by all different parts of the world as well. Is that a great excitement for you as an actor when people from, say, New Zealand, Australia, England, Ireland, different parts of the world, and even when it's dubbed in different languages, get to see you up close and personal?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm an Italian citizen also, and so I have a big family in Rome that I go to visit often. And when I'm in Italy, getting recognized in Italy is always such a crazy experience for me. But funny, I actually found the guy that dubs me from into Italian, from English into Italian. So we've become Facebook buddies, and I have a pretty distinct voice. So when they chose a guy that does me pretty well, to be honest with you, and he's very funny. But yeah, no, it is fun. The thing that I just kind of want to mention about this movie and people that are interested in seeing it doesn't have any visual effects in it. There's nowhere like these days we're so used to seeing just being bombarded with computer generated imagery and VF visual effects elements, and this is really the quintessential independent film the way it used to be, the way we used to go to the movies, and this is pre computer and AI, right? So for those that remember those days, this is a really refreshing experience to kind of just go sit through a story-driven, character-driven film. And for the younger kids, that don't remember those old movies, or aren't familiar with them, it'll be a new experience. So I really encourage everybody to see this. We've had a tremendous response. It's very entertaining. You're supporting independent filmmakers, which I think is important. And but the reaction from the audience, our premiere, we had 500 plus people. We actually the theater filled up. We had to get another theater to fill everybody. So the desire to attend has been really strong.
Okay. Fascinating. And Max, before we came on air as well, you mentioned that you've other projects in the pipeline that you might want to enlighten our audience about that might be coming our way in the near future.
I do. Quickly, I just want to mention you interviewed my stepfather, Stuart Margolin. Do you remember that?
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
do?
Yes, that is actually one of the. I think that is going up on nearly 100,000 views at the moment.
Wow, that's
It's
amazing.
yes, from the famous TV series. It's
The
the what?
Rockford Files.
Yeah, Rockford Files. Yes,
That's right.
Jim Rockford, Rockford Files. Yes, yeah. I think that's over nearly like 200 or 300 comments underneath his.
Oh, that's amazing.
And quick note on that, Max. That's
Yeah,
actually the last interview he ever did. That is was with
right.
myself.
You're right.
Unfortunately. So dare I say? So it's got yeah. So it's a small world.
I know. Well, when I saw the request come in from you, I got really excited to jump on with you because that interview, you're right, was his last, and it meant a lot. So thank you. I
No
appreciate it.
problem.
So the movies that I have coming out, I have a movie that was just recently released called Osiris, which is a sci-fi film that's doing very well. It's available on streaming. I have another movie that also stars Linda Hamilton, which
Okay.
from the Terminator films.
Yeah.
Um, and then I have a movie coming out called Bethesda. These should all be sort of in probably early next year. And that's a modern day Western. And then I have an 1870s Western called Flint that's coming out. All feature films that I'm super, super excited about. But yeah, thanks for letting me plug that. And people can follow me. I post about all these things coming up on Max Martini LA. That's my Instagram handle. That's the only social media platform I have. So if you're
Okay.
interested.
Max, I'm afraid time is caught up with us, so I'm going to turn it over to you for the final minute or so. Why should all
Yeah.
our audience go out en masse at the moment on whatever streaming platform, cinema, whatever audience or whatever place Hollywood Grit is showing for them to watch it at the moment? And when they do, Max Martini, when they sit down and the intro is finished and Hollywood Grit pops up to their screens, what's in store for them?
What's in store for them? In terms of the film, the
Yeah.
story?
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
terms of
yeah.
what are they going to what would you tell them to buckle in? What should they expect?
Oh, I think you can expect just a very the thing that I've heard from people that have seen the film is that they were just invested out of the gate. That it's a captivating story. It's shot beautifully. Like I said, the music it's all original score. If you like jazz, there's performances in the film by the actresses. So it's a complete independent film experience. And again, like I said, it's really just the kind of film that we're not seeing these days.